Okay, so thank you, Suzanne, for meeting with me today. Suzanne, you're an early intervention teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please describe your role?
Okay, so I describe my role as a bit like the GP. I'm a generalist. I know a lot about all areas of child development, but I'm not the expert in behaviour. That would be the ed psych. I'm not the expert in communication. That is a speech language therapist. So my role is to support the adults around the child. It is not to work one-to-one with a child. Because I don't have enough. There's not the capacity to work that way, and we know if we instill the adults around a child who sees them day in, day out, 24 hours a day, then there's better outcomes all round.
Awesome. So where do you work? What's your area?
My area is west to Ahuroa, east to Lee, currently north Warkworth, Snells, Matakana, Kaipara Flats. That's because somebody's is on fixed contract to do Wellsford for me.
Okay.
And hopefully that continues.
So it's really that Mahurangi.
Yeah, the Mahurangi cluster really. Yeah.
Pakari or not Pakari? Is Pakari part of the Wellsford?
Pakari, we don't typically, there's no early childhood centres there, but if somebody, well, I suppose in a way, because if somebody lives in Lee, they can go either. Yeah, so Lee.
Yeah. Cool. Right, yes.
In fact, that's where I'm heading this afternoon and tomorrow.
So you've said you work with the adults, so that will be the whānau and the teachers, is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just really briefly, what's a typical day like for you?
Typical day? Meeting whānau, supporting them, helping them to reflect on what they're doing with their child, meeting with early childhood teachers, again, often reminding them of the resources that they have, and coaching in that regard. I've got one education support worker that I'm provide supervision with, so checking in with her on about fortnightly, 3-week basis when she's with the child. What else do I do? Write reports, ORS applications, ESW applications. I might write a letter for a GP or a paediatrician, a report that is always run past the whānau. I write, what else do I do? Type up plans and things to distribute.
Awesome. Busy day.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a variety. I try to sort of do a paperwork day and an out in the field day, because it's quite hard to do both, because you're switching, your head switch.
Exactly, yeah. So mix it up.
I mix it up.
Yeah. So what's your background, your qualifications?
So probably I will start by acknowledging my mother and her sisters and my older cousins. I come from a family of teachers. My mother was profoundly deaf from the age of 6 years old. But that meant she had language, and she was able to, she attended school, and she went off to training college, which in those days, having a disability was quite a rare event. And not only that, her lecturers hid the fact from those further up, and she went off and she did her 3rd year at Sumner School for Deaf, worked at Titirangi School for Deaf, And then when my brother was 3, set up a unit at Takapuna Kindergarten that was due to a rubella outbreak, lots of little ones being deaf. And from the deaf unit, that morphed into a early intervention mixed disabilities groups at various centres. And then when she retired, by which stage I was working, I'd done a teacher's degree. I'd worked as an ESW for 5 years, and Mum's manager, who I knew well, said to me, when are you going to do your early intervention training? And so I went off and did that, and Mum helped look after my kids while I did my training.
Awesome.
A teacher's degree and a diploma in early
Post-grad, yeah.
No, a
diploma.
diploma in early intervention for 12 months. Yeah.
Oh, wow, awesome.
So yeah, that was 25 years ago.
Okay. So, yeah, well done. Very established in the field.
Yes.
You will just whip through this. Is there any philosophies you like to think about?
Tapawha.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Rough and Brenda, forgot ski.
Yes.
Communication being the purpose of all behaviours. Keep that in mind, and the fact that, like anything, behaviour has to be learnt. And then I follow a couple of models, especially around for ASD children, CERTS, SC,
SC, yeah.
ERTAS.
Yeah.
So social communication, emotional regulation, transactional supports. Barry Present, he's the king in ASD.
Yeah.
And Robin McWilliams, routine-based model.
Awesome. You've talked a little about your code of ethics, code of practice, which is MOE based.
Pretty much,
one.
yeah. We have there was once upon a time an early intervention one.
Okay, but now you're more standardised.
No, not at all. We work within at the ministry.
Hot
in here.
Yeah. Is that? Can we turn that off?
Turn that off?
Yeah, I feel it's hot. So, yeah, awesome.
No, it's more that. All early intervention providers are funded by the ministry, but some do it different ways, and ministry's way of doing things can be quite different from someone like the Champion Centre or So,
but they're your employer,
I agree with how we work.
Yeah, that's good. Let's go down to this because I'm mindful of time. We're on 8 minutes. What are some of the tensions in your role as an EIT?
Funding.
Surprise, surprise.
Funding for staffing. But the other big tension is that facilities think that by throwing another adult into the mix will fix the problem. And for me, relationships come first. So that's probably my biggest belief, is without relationships and believing in the child, then it doesn't matter how many adults there are around the child. So that's my biggest tension. Funding for more professional staff And then facilities thinking our service is only about paraprofessionals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're not going to refer because he won't get any support. And I'm going, he'll get me. Oh, no, he won't get ESW support. That would be my biggest tension and my biggest disappointment. Despite 25 years of
it's about
conversations.
The ECEs really understanding what the process is and the support you can offer.
Oh, they know.
Oh, they do know.
They do know,
Okay.
but that's not what they want.
No.
They're tired, they're exhausted, they don't want to work to support those children that are a bit more hard work.
Yeah, so they're not really using an inclusive lens, are
No,
they?
no, it's which is what I'm currently reading about is ableism.
Yes.
And it really is quite challenging.
Yeah. What do you like most about your role?
Whānau usually.
Yeah, nice.
Had a lovely, what did I say? Parent said to me recently, she told me that since the first conversation, and then I did an RBI with her, so intense conversation, she'd be more reflective in her parenting and understanding of her daughter's ways, and she's happier to spend time with the child. And when a recent arrangement for someone to have the child fell through, she was pleased, whereas in the past she would have been really annoyed. So it's those little, doesn't happen all the time, but it's that feedback that keeps me coming back and doing more. I went, yes.
Yeah.
And it was the parent that made the next arrangement, not me. Next appointment. So that was, those are my
exactly. And within your role as an EIT, and this is a little bit about the interprofessional stuff. How do you build connection, not just with whānau and teachers, but also with other professionals? Who would be the other professionals?
So RTLB, Senkos, OT, occupational therapists for Waitemata District Health, or whatever they are these days. Some paediatricians. What other?
SLTs or not?
SLTs are in our team.
Okay.
So
because it tends to be either you or an SLT.
Simply because the SLTs are so overworked at the moment, such long wait loads.
So it's more that you're running a bit of a parallel course.
Yeah.
You there's not both of you coming.
Yes.
So, sometimes. Okay.
All right. Often. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think the term is whakawhanaungatanga. Is making connections.
Yeah.
For example, recently at a hui, I found out that the principal taught near where my daughter currently lives, so we could talk about that area together and make a connection that way. So I usually find something outside to make a connection, and I think that's something that I do quite automatically now and well. Yeah.
That's awesome. And that will kind of lead into the last one, which is about planning collaboratively with other members of a team.
Yeah, so I expect to work with everybody collaboratively. That's my expectation. And I certainly do my best to connect and link up, and these days with emails and online it is slightly easier.
All right, I don't think there's anything over the page that I really... Oh, is there anything else that you would like to talk about or add?
I just really enjoy doing it.
If you're doing it for 25 years, you must really enjoy it.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the only option to do this job up here really is to work for ministry, and on the whole, hasn't been too bad.
Awesome.
Although I am looking forward to retirement, I have to say.
Have you got that coming up at some stage?
February 2026.
Oh, you've got a date.
Yeah. When I get all the stat holes and then I'm leaving.
Yeah. Oh, well done, you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Suzanne. EIT is one of the extra levels that we can look at, and the endorsements, as we call them. And that's one that I'm actually particularly interested in, I guess because I've been a new entrant teacher in the past, and I was a Senko, so of course working with either EITs or SLTs to do that transition process, I think it's really valuable. I actually wish every child had,
I know, that's what I get a lot.
Transition like that.
I know, really, I get that a lot.
So valuable. So thank you.
You're very welcome.